Hello, Friendship Texas history students, and welcome to National History Day. Today we're going to be going over step 1 of our National History Day process. Before we begin step 1, let's take a closer look at the National History Day process for the entire year. Step 1, which we will start today, is where you'll choose what kind of project you want to make this year for National History Day. You're going to be choosing your topic and also formulating your research question. When you finish step 1, you'll turn in a topic proposal form. In step 2, which you will do later in the year, you'll take your research question and actually conduct your research on it. You'll gather information about your question, lots of different types of information, primary sources, secondary sources, anything you can find that would answer your question, and you will take this research and complete 5 research analysis forms. Now let's talk about step 3. In step 3, you'll take your research question and all the research that you gathered and that you put on your research analysis forms, and you're going to develop a research statement. This statement is what your whole project is going to be centered around and will demonstrate. At the end of step 3, you'll turn in a form called My Research Statement. Step 4 is where you're going to develop a detailed plan, sort of like a rough draft for what your project is going to look like. You're going to plan it all out, step by step, exactly what you're going to do for your project. When you have finished your plan, you'll submit a form called Final Plan. And finally, step 5. This step is where you actually get to create your project. You will make whatever it is you have chosen, whichever project category you have selected. You'll make it and you'll get prepared for your Campus National History Day competition. By the way, guys, the top scoring projects at each of our middle schools will be eligible to go on to compete at Texas Tech at the Regional National History Day competition. The winners there go on to the national level competition. But for today and tomorrow in class, we are just going to worry about completing step 1. So the first thing you need to consider today as we delve into step 1 is what project category best fits your abilities and interests. It's important to choose this category very carefully because this is what you're going to be steering yourself towards throughout this whole process. The questions on the back side of your topic proposal form will help you make that decision. For example, if you love getting in front of an audience, you like to act and be dramatic, perhaps you really want to choose performance as the type of project category that you do this year. But if you'd rather express yourself in writing, then perhaps a historical paper would be what you would like to choose. Do you love making movies and working with media equipment? Maybe a documentary is right up your alley. Or do you have experience with creating websites and you love working with computers? Maybe the project category of website is for you. If you like a more traditional project, maybe exhibit is right for you. This would be more like what you would see at a science fair. So pick your project category carefully based on what fits you. This next question is something you should give careful consideration to, and that's whether or not to do this process alone or with a group of students. According to National History Day, a group of students consists of 2 to 5 students, so it cannot be any larger than 5 students. Some students enjoy doing projects by themselves, but others would rather divide the work with a group. If you do decide to work with a group, be sure the group you choose has similar interests and likes the topic you've chosen. So maybe you're wondering what kind of topics you're going to get to choose from this year. Well, as you already have learned, the theme for this year's National History Day is communication in history. So all of the topics that you have to choose from are connected to communication in history. Your teachers got together this summer and came up with a list of 17 Texas history topics, and you're going to be able to choose any of those 17. These topics range from early Texas history all the way through to modern Texas history, so there's a big assortment. When it gets down to it today, you need to base your choice of topics on which do you find to be the most interesting. Or if you're working with a group, you need to consider what your entire group finds to be interesting, because your topic you choose today is what you're going to be doing your research on later. It's going to be what you're building your project on and what you're presenting to your campus National History Day competition. You don't have to know a lot about the topic that you choose today. In fact, we assume you don't know a lot about the topic. That's why you're going to be doing the research. You just want to pick the topic that you think that is something I'm interested in learning more about. After you've chosen your topic today, or after you and your group have chosen your topic, you're going to come up with a question that you'd like to research related to the topic you've chosen. I'm going to stop here and talk about this process because this can be a little tricky. So as I mentioned earlier, there are 17 topics that you can choose from. Let's pretend you chose the topic communication between native Texan tribes. Okay, so that's your topic. You now need to come up with a question about that topic that you'd like to research. Maybe you wonder, how did native Texan tribes come together and join confederations when they didn't actually speak the same language? Now that's a research question. And of course, in step 2 later this year, you'll actually conduct the research about that research question. But for today, you'll choose your topic. Tomorrow, you'll come up with your research question, and then you can complete your topic proposal form. So after you or your group have come up with a research question, you can fill out your topic proposal form. This is where you'll select whether you're going to participate as an individual or with a group, and you'll actually pick your project category. You'll also fill out a couple of questions about your topic and why you chose the topic. And in the big box, you will put your research question. And you're going to use that research question later when you conduct step 2. This topic proposal form is going to be turned in for a grade. And when you do that, you've completed step 1 of National History Day. Thank you, and good luck to you.